Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here playing some more Warhammer combat cards, and this week in between campaigns we have a set of missions. This is a melee duel in which you can earn some extra coins by dealing melee damage in either ranked or casual mode. And each card with the elite keyword in your deck will add more to your score. Now, if you want to go melee, there are plenty of options for almost every faction. For Eldar, you've got the Avatar of Cain, a very strong choice. For Necrons, they don't have anything specifically geared toward melee, but if I had to choose one, it would probably be Othakar because of the way that he can increase the attack stats by 15. Tau obviously are not the best choice for going melee. I mean, Commander Farsight is a pretty strong melee fighter, but they just do not have the bodyguards to go melee, so I would not recommend Tau. Servants of the Emperor. Canoness Viridian is a very good choice. She gets a lot of extra damage in from her special rule. And then the new Inquisitor Greyfax is another fun option if you put some strong melee fighters in there. For Space Marines, Logan Grimnar is the go-to warlord for melee. For Chaos, Skulltaker is a lot of fun, although I don't think he's the best one for this melee duel because I don't think the damage from the decapitation goes toward the mission rewards. It's only damage dealt from melee attacks, not from the special rule itself. Orcs. Ghazghkull Thraka is a very powerful melee warlord, and he used to be my favorite orc war boss, although I haven't been using him recently. He's been kind of overshadowed by the other warlords. I think Boss Zagstruk is quite a bit stronger when it comes to just pure melee. And then with Tyranids, we've got Gosar, who can gradually increase the melee attack of your units over time. However, for this specific melee duel, because of the elite keyword, there's only one really great option, and that is Boss Zagstruk, and that's because orcs have the most bodyguards with the elite keyword in here. Unfortunately, you can't actually tell which ones have the right keyword for this. Usually in the campaign they'll be glowing yellow, but that is not the case here. You kind of just have to know what they are. So in this deck I have 5 bodyguards with the elite keyword, everything on the top row. The Storm Boy, the Pain Boy, we've got 2 knobs, and then the Commando knob is also an elite. For some reason the Storm Boy knob does not count as an elite. Not sure why. And then we've also got the Deathkiller Wartrike. This thing and the Storm Boy knob both have Scout, which synergize really well with Boss Zagstruk. And then I've also put in the War Boss, which is not an elite, but it's a very powerful card, and especially with the Inspiring Presence can boost your damage output. So running 5 keyword cards in this deck, and I'll go ahead and deploy after I just take one more look at the mission tiers here. So I've played 3 games so far. The first game I played as Gosar with just a couple really strong melee units. I only got 800 points in that one match. The second game I played with the Avatar of Cain, and I got 1200 points. And then the third game I played with this deck right here, Boss Zagstruk, and I got 1800 points. So Boss Zagstruk definitely the best choice, I think. So let's go ahead and deploy. Going into ranked mode, you can play these matches in casual mode if you want, and in casual you can also mix and match cards from different factions as well. Although if you do that, be aware that most of the warlords' special rules only affect cards from their own faction. So we have the initiative. That means we deploy first. And in this case, we do not want to deploy our scout first when there's nothing on the field. So we'll put this knob down there. With Boss Zagstruk, once you deploy your units with scout, they will immediately attack instead of readying. So if there's nothing on the field, then they will not have anything to attack. So let's see, I think we'll put down the War Boss over here on the right, and we're up against the Stormlord. This guy is at level 5, so pretty strong. warlord that we're up against. They've got destroyers on the field. So because they have a melee unit, it's pretty simple. All we have to do is go psychic every round, and instead of redding, Boss Zagstruk allows his units to use their melee attack. Got the little rocket animation going off, and this is particularly strong against enemy melee-oriented decks because you can get a lot of free damage in with Boss Zagstruk. The enemy cannot attack back if you choose Psychic. Alright, and the Wartrike actually has a pretty decent ranged attack as well at level 3. But yeah, we're just going to keep continuing to choose Psychic and get those free attacks in. Things like this, the Scarab Swarm with the melee debuff, are kind of the bane of melee decks because they can really greatly reduce the damage output that you have. So I want to take that down as quickly as possible. My orcs seem to be making quick work of the bodyguards so far. And of course they're not going to... Well, actually I was about to say they're not going to choose melee, but they did choose melee. They have a destroyer dealing a lot of damage, as well as the destroyer lord. But with the counterattack we're able to take down these guys, and that's good for me because that's more damage. And I think we'll just put down the Pain Boy, I suppose. Now, it doesn't actually matter whether you win or lose if you're just going for the mission points, as long as you're dealing damage. That's the most important thing. The more damage you deal, the quicker you'll be able to get those rewards. And we just got outflanked by this guy, the Ophidian Destroyer. So we're getting our damage reduced by a little bit here, but again, going for the Psychic option. And these Necrons cannot do anything to stop my orcs. Now, the one weakness with Boss Zagstruk is if you're up against a Psychic deck, or anything with just some strong Psychers on the field, you don't want to choose Psychic. But in this case, against Necrons or Tau, or anyone who doesn't have Psychers, it works very well. Just dealing lots of damage while the enemy just sits there twiddling their thumbs. Alright, we'll put down another Storm Boy down, and he's going to attack immediately. And I think, I'm not entirely sure about this, but I'm pretty sure that the excess damage you deal, like this Wartrike hit that Ophidian Destroyer with only 17 health remaining, I believe you get all of the damage in. So like all of the 56 damage that it just dealt would go toward the mission rewards, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it seems to be the way that it has worked in the past. And they are going for ranged attack, slowly whittling down the enemy. It is taking a little bit of time. Okay, but we will put down... Let's put down the Storm Boy over there on the left. And once again, we will go Psychic. I mean, at this point, I guess I could go with the melee attack. If you choose melee, or if you are going Psychic for most of the game, then you'll be slowly charging up your melee bar. So towards the end, you can switch over to the melee for like one of the final attacks to deal a lot more damage. And now they are going for the melee attack, dealing a fair bit of damage there, but enabling me to destroy 2 of their bodyguards, which will force the enemy warlord onto the field. Okay, and I think we will just put down this commando knob over here just to deal some extra damage and take out their guy on the left. I forget what this guy's called. He is the Overlord. Alright, so once again, going Psychic. At this point, I mean, I could switch to melee, but I guess I'll just do it the next turn. So the target acquired, taking down the bodyguard first. And then next turn we can end with a massive melee attack. 127 damage. That was a fair bit there. See how much damage we can do with this charged up attack here. 233 total damage. Okay. So the combined attacks of those 3 bodyguards taken down the Stormlord. So let's see how many points we got. I'm trying to remember actually how many points I had. So we can claim this reward, the coins. The amount of coins you get progressively increases with each tier that you unlock. And I think I was around 4,000 points in the missions. If you're watching, you can of course go back and look at it. I'm just going off my memory here, but at the moment I now have 6,700, so I'm pretty sure I got over 2,000, well over 2,000 points from that match. So yeah, Boss Zagstruk, I would definitely recommend him if you want to complete this melee duel as fast as possible. Let me know which of the melee warlords is your favorite in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.